You are listening to the ReRACEables podcast.
Awesome. All right.
Hello and welcome to the ReRACEables podcast. My name is Tom. I'm your host, and I am delighted to be joined by two awesome guests today, Kaylynn and Haley from The Amazing Race Season 32. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you so much for having us. We're super excited to be here.
Same. I'm so glad that you both are here. This is really exciting. I just want to start off by talking a little bit about the pre-race. So talk to me a little bit about how you went from everyday life to being on The Amazing Race, our favorite show.
Yes. So it kind of happened to us out of nowhere, and it somewhat just fell into our lap, and we were very, very lucky for the experience. So back in April of 2018, because we filmed in 2018 of November. So back in April, I had a message on Instagram from a CBS casting producer asking if we wanted to try out for it. So we thought at first we were getting catfished, because we were like, no way that this is a thing, but we went through with the interviews and it was legit, and we made it to finals week. We sent an audition tape, and then after the audition tape, we made it to finals week. And once we made it to finals week in LA, we just kept getting further and further into the process. And then it was like day 5, and all the other teams that were also trying out were leaving, and it was just Haley and I, and we were like, holy crap, I think we freaking got it. So it was very, very crazy. Just the most insane experience ever. And we had like 3 weeks to 1 month to prep before we left. So we were way in over our head and terrified, but we made it happen.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you think that you'll never get picked for because it's The Amazing Race. And you're like, no way they're going to pick us. Mm-hmm. And then we would get further and further along. We'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I think they're going to pick us.
This is crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So why do you think you got picked? I mean, I could make some guesses, but why do you think you got picked in the end?
I think that Haley and I got picked because we stand out because of our relationship. Mm-hmm. We're very, very close, and we're definitely all the other teammates are super close as well. But Haley and I think, take the cake for as close as we are. We are best friends. We have lived together our whole lives. We've been living together in Charleston together for 10 years, and we are roommates, we're partners, and we do everything together. We also work as real estate agents together. So I think that our relationship and our sister bond stood out. And I think that that's why we got picked, because with Amazing Race, it doesn't have to just be the bronze or the brains. It's also, they're looking for relationships. And I think that that's why our relationship stood out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Leo and Alana had something similar to say, and it seemed like the word that came through with them was authentic. Mm-hmm. And when you put them, or I would imagine it was much the same for the two of you, when you put yourselves in those interviews, in those casting situations, and they say go, and there's a bunch of people around, it's not anything phony with the two of you. And it comes across talking to you for the short time here and seeing you on the big screen. So that's really cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk a little bit of the preparation. Obviously, as a viewer, you prepare for an interview with two guests, or you prepare to watch the season, watch each episode, whatever. How do you prepare for the race? You said you only had a short time. Is there anything that you did? What was your strategy kind of going into the race?
So I would say that our strategy was to athletically prepare and mentally prepare. So we would go to workout classes every day, boot camp classes, and then we would binge watch the show. So we made it our job to watch as many episodes as we could cram in as possible, and then try to learn from others' mistakes. And we would listen to a lot of Amazing Race podcasts and see what they packed and see what they brought. And we try to learn some languages, the big words in different languages. We learned all the maps for all the different countries. Yep. We really crammed because we didn't think we were going to get it. And then a few weeks before, and driving a stick.
Yeah, driving
a stick was tough though, because you can't rent a stick shift here and stuff. Nowhere could we find one in Charleston. So we'd rely on our friends to let us borrow theirs. And then after a few hours of us burning out their clutch, they were like,
over it.
No. So we did what we could to prepare with that. But that was our trickiest thing, I would say, preparing. That really bit us hard.
And we have a swimming pool at our apartment complex. So we would go swimming a lot, because when we got the phone call from the producers and they told us that we got the race, they said, I remember this sticks out to me. They said, okay, would you be able to dive off of a boat, dive deep into 10 feet of water and go into a cave, collect your belongings, and then swim like 10 feet back to the boat? We were like, yeah, we could totally do that. We're like, oh God.
We were like, no, but yeah.
God, yeah.
Sure,
Like,
yeah,
easy,
sure. Yeah.
easy. We're like, fake it till we make it.
Yeah, always.
So it seems like a lot of it did matter, the preparation that you took. And did it matter more physically to accomplish tasks like the one you laid out there, or did it matter more so, you think, psychologically, for the two of you to feel like, okay, we did everything to be prepared that we could think of? Because you can't really know 100%, right? Was it more of the physical side, do you think, or was it more of like the mental, psychological side that you felt a little bit more prepared for?
I feel like it was equal parts. I feel like it was equal part mental, equal parts physical. Like right fresh off the boat in Trinidad and Tobago, or in Trinidad, you are rolling the oil barrels. So that was super physical. And that was hard, and they were really, really heavy. So I think like with aspects like that, it was physical. And what were some other physical things that we had to do?
What were some physical things?
It was both. Yeah. But and so like with mental, I think that with Haley and I, we focused a lot on like trying to stay calm, cool, collected, and we're manifestors. So we just like try to always stay positive and try to always be thankful for everything that we have, and just be calm in situations. And Haley and I also, I think mentally, we really like focused on that time too, trying to be as patient as we could. And I remember in like the weeks leading up to it, I'd be frustrated with like the stick shift and with just like the preparation for it, because it's a lot to prep for it. But I remember Haley and I just stayed pretty calm with each other, and that was like a goal of mine, to remain calm with each other and to not like be flustered, because once you get flustered is when you start messing up.
Yeah, you spiral out of
control. We definitely had moments where we stayed flustered, but I would say it was both parts mental and physical.
I agree.
And also like trying to not get defeated. Like we were always in the back of the pack. So naturally you're going to be pretty defeated, being like, I haven't seen any other teams all day and I'm racing on my own. I feel like we're totally lost, or we're totally last. So I think like you just have to just stay positive and just know that like anything could happen. Yeah.
So do you think, I like what you said there about like having the right attitude to go into it. And I think that's important for every team to kind of think about and really kind of keep in the forefront of their mind. Do you think that kind of made the difference in the earlier stages, or kind of in the middle, or after significant events like the non-elimination? And where do you think that positive mindset came in most effective in helping you?
I would say the whole time, honestly, from start to finish, I would say that we stayed pretty positive and pretty patient. And if I was waiting on her to finish a challenge, some of the other team, like, I should have done this one, I should have done this one. So I think we both just stayed positive. And when she would be in a challenge, I would really, if it was taking her a while, I wouldn't want to harp her at all. I would just feel bad for her. So like, I know she's stressed. I hate that so much. And then even when you're in a bad taxi, you just have to believe that, you know, you're going to come through, which happened to us a ton, a lot of bad taxis.
We either had really good luck or really bad luck. Yeah. I think that for me in the beginning, I'm naturally a little bit more like
the anxious one.
She's the more anxious than Haley. So for me, it took like, I would say after the first leg for me to kind of get into that mindset. Like at the first leg with the steel drums, I was just like panicking. The sticks kept slipping out of my hand because I was just going full force. I was like, oh my God, like my nerves, I'm so nervous. Like not only am I nervous competing against all these incredible competitors, but also you have a full-blown camera, a sound guy in your face, which I'm not used to. And it's like there's $1 million on the line too. So I knew like being the first one to do the first challenge that like there was just a lot of pressure. So for me, it probably took till the second leg for me to be able to like breathe and relax a little bit, because also you are just so worried that you're going to be the first team out. Like that is the worst feeling in the world. You know, like before we left, that was the last thing our mom said was, because we always told our parents, my mom was like, don't be the first team out. We're like, thanks mom, we know. So I think that after the first leg, that's when we started kind of get more positive and like, well, we made it to the second leg. We've already been to Trinidad and Tobago, and now we are in Bogota. Like, just enjoy it.
Haley, you said in your bio that you wanted to find out what you were made of, right? And when I was, I'm trying to have fun with the podcast. I'm trying to prepare. I'm trying to make it something worth, getting involved in and doing. And I put rankings together and I had you guys fourth. I was like, these girls, that statement, real estate, competitiveness.
Love it. Thank you.
Like I was like, they're going to go far.
Thanks,
so my question
Tom.
is, hey, that's what I saw and that's what I felt. And so my question is like, what did you find out about what you're made of? Right? Looking back now.
And first of all, thank you for putting us forth, because
Yes.
there were a lot of people that put us last.
Yeah.
We saw some people who would do
No.
the drafts, and they would get stuck with us, and they were not happy about getting stuck with us. So thank you for actually putting us forth. But I think that you never really know what you are capable of until you're thrown into a situation like that, because not every day are you competing for $1 million. Not every day are you relying on your instincts and trusting that your partner is going to be there and trusting that y'all can do it together. So you never know really how tough you can be, how smart you can be, how strong you can be until you're in a situation like that. And I would say within, like, in normal life, we've faced plenty of things where, you have to be tough, capable, smart, but with the Amazing Race, you have to be all those things all the time. So we knew it was the ultimate challenge, because when we first saw the Amazing Race, because they sent us videos and they were like, watch this and see if we had seen the race, of course, watch it when we were younger, but they're like, watch the newer seasons and see, if you think that this is something you could do. So we were like,
I don't know,
but I do want to see that I can. And I think in our normal life with real estate and just everything we do, we like to challenge ourselves, and I love a good challenge. So I was excited to challenge myself and just kind of see what we were made of and if we could actually pull off a win. But most importantly, we just wanted to make sure that we wouldn't go home first. I was like, I really don't care as long as we go home first.
And I think it shows you how resilient you are too. Like, you just have to, like, if something's not working out, you just have to, you can't give up.
You take a hit and keep moving.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
Always go with the flow of the race and just keep rolling.
Yeah, you can't give up ever. You can't take penalties, even though we wanted to sometimes. You can't, you can't get down on yourself. You can't get down on each other. You have to really just lift each other up and keep moving. And I think we did that. And I think that's why we did get as far as we did. Not because we were smarter, too smarter, like super smarter, super athletic, but we were just, strung together. Yeah. And I think that helped us a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cody and Nathan for, as the first ones out. I mean, you said it twice. I mean, love those guys, but
they were such tough competitors too. I actually thought that they were going to win. In my rankings, I was like, they're going to be the team to win. Yeah. Because we would have, like, during finals week, they were in finals week with us in LA, and we had gym time together, and I would see them on the treadmill. And then we also had pull time together, and they were always like beast in the gym. So I was like, they're scary, they're gonna go far.
And it sucks that they went out first too, because they're so charismatic and funny and like the coolest guys on the planet. So they deserved, I think, more airtime, but I mean, everybody does. So I'm sad that everybody else didn't get to see their personality.
All-Stars maybe for them.
Maybe All-Stars,
Gym time, pool time, what's happening? Is this like a resort? What is this? What do you guys, what is this? Take me through this pool gym time world. What is happening?
Yeah. So in finals week, you're sequestered. So when you get there, as soon as you get to LA, you're staying in a hotel and you can't talk to the other teams. You can look at the other teams and observe them, but there's no conversations, nothing.
It's weird.
It's very strange. It's something that not most people have done. But so you get a schedule each day that you're there, and you just hope that you can make it as far as you can. Because when we first got there were a lot of other teams, and we would see the first teams at, like, you get scheduled for lunchtime. So we would see some teams at lunch, and then the next day they'd be gone. So we would have a certain time. Yeah.
Brutal. It was.
I know. Cut through.
And when you get there too, you see multiple sets of blondes or, redheads or whatever. And you're like, that's our competition,
Like, oh crap, they're so
Who's
pretty.
it gonna be?
Exactly. But so you have like a certain gym time, and you're monitored to make sure you don't speak to the other teams. And then you have a certain pool time. And during the pool time, Kelly and Levon were in pool time with us, and they were Haley and I'd be sunbathing, like, just be like, okay, well, I guess this is what we should do. I mean, we're in the pool, and Kelly and Levon would be doing push-ups outside of the pool. We're like, oh crap, should we be doing that? And Haley's like, no, I don't think we're here for that. So
other teams would be doing Sudoku on the side, and we're like, we didn't bring Sudoku. We didn't do that.
We're like, oh crap, we should have brought more mind games.
But when you're in the hotel for 24 hours, and you can't walk out of your room without a babysitter. And there's always production or somebody sitting outside watching to make sure you don't leave your room. So I think the pool time was, you know, a chance to actually let you out of your room to kind of like let you out of your cage. Yeah. But also I think it was a chance to kind of see what you're going to do with that, which we didn't do anything.
I guess we like took our role. I don't know. Yeah. Blonde bandits chilling by the pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So wait, now we're up to the part of the, what's this?
Oh, a little
clue.
So
love this.
This person should be more likely to spill the beans.
Ooh. I guess maybe Haley, you do it. You spill the beans.
Wait, so am I doing it? Oh, this is a challenge.
Yeah,
okay. This is so
it's
cool.
Your roadblock, Haley.
You're the first person that's done this.
This is so fun.
I've succeeded.
Yes. You did.
I have succeeded. Yes. All right.
You killed it. This is so great.
So let me ask you, who's doing it?
I'm gonna spill the beans.
All right. It's just a question. So who's more likely to ask for help?
Ooh.
Kaylynn. Definitely. Yeah, Kaylynn. Kaylynn is not ride or die. She has questions. She wants to know where she's going and why she's got to die. And when even in working, I'll be like, somebody like, do this. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'll just figure it out. But she's like, wait a minute. I need to know the ins and outs on what I'm doing. Why I'm doing. She has a million questions about everything. Definitely Kaylynn. She will ask for help always. I'll wing it and then cry about it later.
Who's more likely to drive the business on social media?
Kaylynn.
Yeah.
Kaylynn. She's always like, content. When you
gotta post, Haley.
Yeah, I'm like pretty.
I'm losing followers.
Yeah, I'm typically the private one and more just kind of reserved on social media. And I'm not I like taking pictures, but I won't do anything with them, you know? So she's way better at, you know, let's go to the park and I'm going to get dressed up and you're going to take pictures of me. I'm like, great, let's do it. So she definitely is more the picture queen.
I'm glad I persevered, and after I reached out to you, Haley, I went to Kaylynn. So that was good.
I'm really sorry. I'm like 1,000 messages in the hole.
All right. More likely to eat native foods along the race.
Ooh, that's tough. I feel like we both.
Well, okay, so we don't eat meat. Haley and I are pescatarians.
Oh, okay.
But I allow myself 2 cheat days a year where I do eat meat because I love meat. I just don't do it. So probably me.
Probably Kaylynn, yeah, because I'm all or nothing. I either like don't like to do something at all, or I'm all in or I'm all out. So I'm all in on not eating meat, and she flirts on the line. So, but I love native food too. So I don't know. But probably her because she's a cheater. Yeah.
What are the 2 days? Is it your birthday and like?
No, it's like if I just can't take it anymore, I will splurge on either like chicken wings or burgers. I'll go
or like
0 to 100.
A good steak. If somebody offers her a bite of steak, she'll be like, okay. But me, I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah.
All right, so you pull the pin, you throw the grenade twice a year. All right,
she does.
You're allowed to do that. All good.
I was probably 4 this year.
2020.
Couple more here. Give the better birthday present.
Dang, she's winning. Kaylynn goes all out for my birthday. When we every year my birthday, she wakes me up with a funny wig on. Yes. And she wakes me up with a birthday song blasting through the house, and she will deck the house out, and it's always a theme. Yeah. Harry Potter, Barbie, whatever.
This year was Mermaid Barbie.
Yeah. And if I don't do it for her, because I'm more of the like, let me give you a few $100, a couple $100 and go get your hair done. Yeah. But if I don't do it for her, she'll cry.
I'm a diva on my birthday.
She gets so upset.
I wasn't this year.
This year
really
she's really good.
But
but it was COVID, so she had to be good.
More likely to win Survivor.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like Haley on that one.
I don't know. I'm not cunning
no, but you've been working out really hard lately, and
I've been working out hard. But I feel like with Survivor, you have to be super cunning. You have to be willing to get eaten alive on a beach,
you have to be aware of, like,
by bugs. Yeah, you'd be aware of your surroundings. Yeah. You have to just really be like willing to rough it. And like I'll rough it for the Amazing Race, but Survivors to me is the scariest show on the planet.
Probably me on that one, because Haley's like, she's very used to her skin regimen. Yeah. She's very like, you know, she wants to have her makeup, which we both do.
Yeah, you do too.
Yeah. But like Haley's like, she doesn't like to work in the sun.
No, I hate it.
I hate
feeling my head burning. I hate sunburns.
How about, I'm trying to get you to be one of the answers here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. All right. To forget something in the race.
That would be Kaylynn.
Yeah.
Kaylynn is forgettable.
Ah.
That's definitely Kaylynn.
There we go. There we go.
That's Kaylynn.
Yeah.
Kaylyn's most likely forget. Well, again, she's winning though, but
Yeah.
she has lost her wallet multiple times. She loses everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say Kaylynn is definitely most likely to lose something.
I'll take that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I was the fanny pack holder and I did very well with that because I didn't trust her with it.
Yeah, but I don't know why you didn't trust him because she loses her wallet.
That's
She's
true.
lost all of her money in traveling in cities.
In Ireland and California.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's me. I'll
You
take that
win.
one.
You win. She doesn't carry a purse.
That's true.
All right.
Now she-
I think this is going to be your one, Haley.
Okay.
More likely to be mom and dad's favorite.
Oh,
That's
Haley,
me.
100%.
That's me. That's
100%. That's an easy one for sure. They love Haley.
Yeah. I would say that
Chop liver over here.
Yeah, well, our older sister is the actual chop liver, but yeah, I'm definitely mom and dad's favorite for sure.
See, I'm glad. All right. I see. I knew that at least at the end there.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the
done
first. I love that. I love that you have the clue and
Incredible.
everything. That's awesome.
And you got to hang on to these things, you know.
Heck
otherwise,
yeah.
We actually took ours back from the race.
Yeah.
We hid them in our bags because you're not allowed to take anything, of
No.
course, but like anything we could, I was like, let's put this in our bag.
And when we got to sequester,
Yeah, we gave them out. We were like, Frank, Jerry, I know you didn't get one.
Yeah.
And then Jerry got caught with
Jerry
his.
got
and we were
caught
like,
with his.
"Sorry."
They were like, CBS was like, where'd you get this, Jerry? He's like, I didn't rat you out. We're like,
Sorry,
good,
Jerry.
good. Yeah, sorry, we got you in trouble, Jerry.
I thought you were gonna say like you know, like people take all their college shirts and like knit it into a blanket. I thought
We
maybe
should
you
do
like take
that.
all the clues and like make
That's
some.
what we should have done.
We have a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of clues.
Sorry, CBS.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, let's go to the race.
All right.
Okay.
Speed bumps, right? You had 2 of them. My question is, as the people who did 2 of them, too much? Is it too much? Is it too little? Is it just right? Where is it on the Goldilocks and the porridge scale there?
I feel
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I think that the first speed bump that we had in Paris with cleaning the horse tack,
Mhm.
I think that one was pretty time consuming. That took us like 45 minutes to clean that one.
It looked really simple, and it
Mhm.
by all rights it should be simple. You know, you just clean it, but they kept telling us it wasn't good enough,
Yeah.
so we'd have to keep doing it because there was, you know, poo shoved in
Yeah.
in
You have to,
different
like,
cracks,
yeah.
and you had to use the leather cleaner a certain way, and we
Mhm.
don't mess with horses at all
Yeah.
ever.
No,
I haven't
we
even seen a
never-
horse. I
no.
feel like as an adult, so,
So that one probably took the most time. Editing showed that we got it on the first try, but we got it probably on the 4th try.
yeah,
So
they
that
kept
one,
denying us. And you're like,
like,
baby,
come
it's
on, it's
freezing
just
out
speed
here.
bump. Yeah. So that one took about 45 minutes, and then so that one was a little too much, but it's way better than some other speed bumps that I've seen.
Yeah, I've
along
seen
the
some
race.
bad ones.
Yeah.
I would say we got really lucky.
We did get really lucky, especially in Kazakhstan. That one took 30 minutes, and that one was fun.
It was
and
just out
fun.
of the way. That one was
Yeah.
more out of the way. So it was more time consuming
Mhm.
because everything in Kazakhstan is spread out. So
Mhm.
the challenges are really spread out, and so is the speed bump. So you're
Yeah.
kind of all over the place within the studio, which was huge. So, and then we did have to watch a demonstration, then do it to each other.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I hated the horse one way more.
Yeah, the Kazakhstan one was funny, but it was really itchy. And Haley glued the beard up my nose,
Yeah.
so my nose was like really swollen all
Yeah.
day, and my eyes were watering. I'm like, oh, this is miserable.
Yeah, the beards sucked.
Yeah.
They were
They were
hilarious,
so
and they've
funny.
like been my favorite pictures.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the taxis. You mentioned them earlier. First, we see that people kind of run out of the taxis and say, "Oh, wait for us, wait for us." Do the taxis just wait there? Is that a producers get involved kind of thing? Do you have to go back and dismiss them if you don't have to use them? Like, how does that part of the taxis work?
Some clues would say hold on to your taxis in there, which I'm sure they cut that out through editing, but
Yeah.
some will say keep your taxis. So for instance, in Colombia, when we went to the truck challenge, we had to keep him the whole day, right? We had Carlos the whole
Carlos the
day.
whole
Yeah, we
day.
had Carlos the whole day.
Mhm.
So we would, once we'd get there, we'd be like, please stay, please don't leave us.
Yeah.
But you always want to keep your bag with you because
Just in case.
because I've seen episodes where they leave with their bag or, you know, get their bag stolen or whatever. So, you know, and you can trust some because some are marked and a lot of the taxis that we took were marked, but some aren't. So you never want to just trust that they're not going to take off. But you'll have to ask them, please don't leave, please don't leave. But then some will say like, wouldn't they say like, let go of your taxi or some would say like, let go of your some they would be the clues
So
would normally tell
production
you.
does have their hand in that a little bit, but like with our taxi situation, we during a lot of these interviews, people would say like, why didn't you hop into another taxi when she was getting you so lost? But with us, the clues would normally say like, find your marked taxi. And so you would have to find a taxi that had red and yellow on it. So that was your taxi. So when we would see Watching Now, I saw in Manaus, James and Will and Michelle and Victoria get out of their taxi. We never knew that we could do that. We thought that because that was a marked taxi, we had to hold on to that taxi for the whole day. And also in a place like Paraguay, when she got us lost for hours, it was in a very, very like a place that we would never, like, that we weren't seeing any other taxis, like an isolated area. So with that situation, like with our taxis, we either had really good luck, like I said before, or really bad luck. And we got pretty bad luck, I would say, with the taxis. Yeah. So it was always production had their hands with it and hold on to your taxis or like find a marked taxi.
So preseason, I tried to put together some like reason and rhyme for why I created the rankings that I did. And I came up with some different, like 5 different factors that I thought would really play into it, like athletic ability, endurance, know-how. And then one of the other ones was luck. And it sounds like luck plays a large role in things, but just how large a role does it play in, say, you coming in 6th place versus you coming in 10th place or something like that? Tell me about the role of luck in all of this.
I would say the role of luck is honestly pretty huge because, luck plays a lot of in taxis. So taxis work for us. We're always lucky, either really bad luck or really good luck, or not really taxis with good luck. We never had good luck with taxis, but we always had bad luck with taxis. So, when we would get a bad taxi, that would normally be bad luck. But then with good luck, it would be landing on an elimination, So for us, we really just rotated. We'd go from, I would say the first 3 challenges, none of them were luck. Well, Leo and Alana helping us out, luck, I mean, we were friends with them.
And we had bad luck because earlier at the trucks, which it doesn't show, and I wish it did because it was so funny, in Bogota, Colombia, with the horns, our clue was floating off into the wind. So we didn't have our clue to tell us to register your horns. So we didn't even know, or to hook up your horns. So we didn't even know that was on the clue because it floated off into the wind. So I think luck plays a huge role in everything, because like Kelly and Levon, when they left at the same time as Frank and Jerry, but their taxi got them lost heading to the pit stop. But when they got to the pit stop, they would have beat Frank and Jerry in a foot race. So that bad luck. So I think luck is a huge role in the race for sure. And I think we're going to see that coming up soon from what I've heard.
So do you think would you say, if you had to put your finger on something, would you say that that's probably the biggest reason for 6th place versus 10th place, or is it some other factor?
I think I would say it plays a huge role, but I think the biggest factor is paying attention to detail. And I think that that's something that we lacked a lot. Like we would, like I said earlier, like we didn't know that you could get out of your taxi. And in India, if we were paying better attention to detail and like saw that he was driving past Platina more than like 5 times, which is where we're supposed to go, then we should have gotten out immediately. And we should have like done something about it and been more assertive. So I think that luck is a huge role from 6th to 10th, but I also think paying attention to detail, reading your clue thoroughly, so it's not stopping you from anything else. So
attach your horns, which we didn't see. Sauerkraut, I couldn't figure that out. So her with her cello, So it can, I would say luck can help you or hurt you, but I would definitely say paying attention to detail is huge.
So would you say that if that's the difference between like 6th to 10th, do you think the paying attention to detail is the difference between 6th to 2nd or 1st? Or is it some other components that come into play? Because as a viewer, and doing it the way that I'm doing with these rankings and like really trying to have as much fun with the show as possible, you try to understand the differences because they're so subtle, it seems, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think? Is there something, is it paying attention to detail? Is it something else that's the difference between like 6th place and 1st place?
And I also think it can be too, like if you have help. I feel like a lot of them got as far as they did and as quickly as they did because they were helping each other because of the alliance. So I just think it's so many factors. You can have good luck or you can have bad luck. You can pay attention to details or, you can not, which we didn't do sometimes. But a lot of it, had to do with, I think, help too. Leo and Alana helping us in Colombia. That's why we beat Frank and Jerry and Kelly and Levon. Otherwise, how long would we have all been there before one of us figured it out?
Yeah.
Who knows? But everybody else kind of helped.
That's also where it comes in with paying attention to detail.
Mhm.
And as you saw in the last episode in Cambodia, it was at the tiles, which knocked Ishwar and Aparna out and almost knocked out D'Angelo and Gary because they weren't paying attention to the details. And the details were to watch the example of them, you know, like dusting off the tile before. But that was something that they didn't pay attention to. So I think that for me, the biggest thing, and if we ever went back, it would be, I would be so laser focused on everything that's going on. I'd be laser focused on the teams around me and seeing like when they are talking in private, which they were doing all the time. And Haley and I we didn't pay attention to it. So we were like, oh, hey guys, what's up? Like walking up to them in the airport and they would stop a conversation. So I think that paying attention to detail is the number one thing. And it's like, you'll see on everybody, like on Facebook, they're like, read your clue. And it's like, you just hear go. And you don't like, you're so in the moment and you've read it once, but you're not reading that one little thing of attach your horn or that, you know, that one thing of watch the example. Like, so I think that's the biggest factor.
Yeah, you can't help, you can't help, but I think it was Kelly Levon that said it was very difficult because you're hurry, stop, hurry, stop, hurry, stop. And you know, it's very difficult, I would imagine, to be super competitive and then you have to really be patient. Be super competitive and then you have to be really patient. And
it's a constant roller coaster.
Yeah. It is, because you're running and you're racing against athletes to get to a taxi, and then you're sitting in a taxi for us 3 hours sometimes while we were lost. So then you're like, you're getting sleepy and you're scared and you're feeling nervous, you're feeling defeated. And then you get to a challenge, you're like, okay, now I need to be laser focused on building a cello or, you know, driving a stick or whatever the case. So yeah, it's such a roller coaster of emotions, adrenaline. It's insane.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's not for everyone. Is it to be a
What do we have?
Look at that. How did that happen? So, right or wrong?
Ooh. Wrong.
Interesting. Okay. So who would be the wrong choice based on personalities maybe, or what you learned about people, whatever? Who would be the wrong choice if you raced again with another season 32 racer? Like thinking about your personalities and thinking about the race, and if you thought, oh, I would love to pair up with them, but who do you think might be the wrong choice?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say D'Angelo.
Yeah.
He's impatient. He doesn't pay attention to details. And D'Angelo, like, I think that his biggest thing is that he's impatient.
He's impatient, and he doesn't pay attention to details.
No.
He doesn't want to listen to anybody. D'Angelo does what D'Angelo wants.
D'Angelo does what D'Angelo wants.
And like Gary was constantly frustrated with him. Like, he's hilarious.
And he just knows how to push your buttons.
Oh, he does. That's what me and Kaylynn always say in the house now. We always say, relax, bro. Because he says, or we say, this is nice, because that's what he's always saying.
I think he'd be the best because he'd be so entertaining, and he's a super strong competitor.
Oh, so strong. Yeah.
But I think that we would butt heads with him too much because he would like be always pressing your buttons because he knows how to just like mess with you too.
Yep. I
love
totally
him to
agree.
death.
That's a good answer. Yeah. That's a good answer.
You got 3 lives in the race. Describe getting to the pit stop and Phil's there and he gives you the whole like, and then I have good news. Like, what is it like to have him say that you're still in it once, twice? I mean, what's that feeling like?
I would say for Paraguay, we had kind of an inkling that it could be a non-elimination because we were in the 4th leg and there still hadn't been one. So we were like, it's coming. So we had hope. We were hopeful in Paraguay, even though we knew it was like the longest, worst day ever, and that we were definitely last. We still had hope that it could be a non-elim. But in Paris, we thought for sure we were out. Yeah. We were already planning our sequester meals because we knew that everybody was already off to sequester those who went out. So we were like, I'm gonna have the biggest glass of wine tonight. I'm gonna I just want to eat so gross and be so bad. And you know, it's fine.
And when we were in the taxi cab going to, like, we had just finished the carnival challenge in Paris, and we were heading to the mat, and this time we got to put the car away, no more driving stick.
Best feeling ever.
Yep. Hop in a taxi and go to the pit stop to see Phil. And Haley and I were like, we have not seen a team all day. We have raced by ourselves since leaving the airport. We're out, like, this is it. And so we were talking to our crew, like our cameraman and our sound guy, and I was like, Dean, I know we're out. Like, it's okay. We're going to have, we've accepted it. Like, we are so thankful, so grateful that we got to go to Paris. We got to do all these things. And he's like, girls, don't talk like that. You never know in this race. And we're like, shut up, Dean. We're out. And then once we got to the mat and Phil says, what would you do if I told you that you're not the last team racing? We're like, okay, you're punking us and that's not cool. Like, not cool, Phil.
Because we were certain we were done. We're out. There's no chance that anybody messed up worse than we did.
Because everybody knew how to drive a stick shift way better than us.
Especially Michelle and Vic.
Especially Michelle's like,
Michelle would go, wiggle, wiggle.
She'd be like, I know how to drive a stick.
You know, it's really easy. You just wiggle, wiggle.
Like,
I don't know how to wiggle.
Yeah. So I think that once in Paris, when we found out that we were not racing, we were genuinely shocked. And it's also like, you're like, okay, we could actually do this. Like, we
made it this far,
and like, we have luck on our side. And like, the fact that we have never given up, that is like going to be our mantra now, is to never give up and just push through. And I think that is what just kept us afloat.
We also didn't expect it in Germany. I don't think we expected to.
We were also saying like,
we were like, no, where are we going to get to? So we were like, off to sequester. Now I'm going to have my glass of wine, and now I'm going to have my pizza.
And I'm going to take this freaking chicken suit off.
Yeah,
I'm going to take this top hat off because we're out.
We're done. We're done. And then he's like, you're still. We're like, oh my god.
And once we got to the mat in Berlin, Phil says like, well, he's like, A, like, I'm over you being fashionably late. B, I've missed my Thanksgiving dinner. C, the mat got stolen because it was so late. We're like, we're so sorry, Phil. I was so late, and it was Thanksgiving. And then he was like, this is a non-elimination. We were like, holy
oh my god.
I think with that one though, our initial thought was like fear, like the other teams are gonna flip out when they see that we're back. Like at this point, it's like, ooh.
Well, also too, we felt a little guilty for taking 2 non-eliminations because, you know, we were like, we're kind of taking opportunity for somebody else to get saved, but we didn't know about the Mine 5. And if we did, we wouldn't have felt bad for a second for taking that non-elim. So
yeah,
that's a lot.
So interesting how that fell for you guys. I mean, it's so crazy. And as a viewer, we think to ourselves like, oh my gosh, really twice? Holy
yeah.
How did that happen? Or it's right.
Really like them. Yeah.
Or and then the other questions like, how did the other teams truly feel? And they showed, I feel like one clip, maybe I forget if it was the first or second time, but were teams genuinely like pissed?
Yeah.
Frustrated, like hating you? What was their feelings toward you?
No, I don't think so. When we got there, so we got to the little campground in Berlin and we walked in the door. I think that because they already kind of had an idea when we were getting there, because the camera crews were like rounding them up and they're like, what's going on?
Because they had just had their Thanksgiving
dinner.
Were
chilling. They were all like,
probably had their sound packs off.
Showered, so then they sound them back up and they're like, okay, what's going on? So when we got there, they're like, are you freaking kidding me? They're like cockroaches. But I think that, you know, obviously Leo and Alana were so excited and like all of our other, we were all so close. So I think that they were half and half. Like they were happy to see us because we were friends, but they were also like annoyed, like, these girls got it twice. Like now that if we get out, now we can't get it because that's it. There's only 2. So that's it. So I think that they were kind of annoyed, but also if a team's going to be saved, I'm sure they would rather be like us than like a stronger team.
For sure. So what's it like to see yourselves on the show this much time later? And do you feel like your portrayal in the edit was fair, foul, good, bad?
For us, it's been really fun rewatching it. And we were super nervous because you never know what you're going to look like on TV, how they're going to edit you, how you're going to come off. And
it kept us up at night.
It kept us up at night,
Sure.
Because you say a ton of stuff during the race. You know, you're there for a month and, you know, you're going through ups and downs and you're saying all kinds of stuff. So you're like, I don't know what they're going to clip, what they're going to air. So we were terrified.
And you're on like malaria pills in Brazil, which already make you feel a little crazy. And you're like, you forget that there's a camera crew following you around the whole time. So you're like, what did I say that day? Yeah.
So it's been, but then I feel like it honestly aired us really true to ourselves. I think that, you know, we are so close. And I think that in real life, we actually are grateful and,
protective
over each other and like
supportive, friendly, warm.
And always just like nice to everybody that we meet and friendly. And just respectful to everybody that we meet. And that's how we were raised. We were raised to be that way. So it's instilled in us. So I was really happy that they showed us always being grateful. I mean, when we were getting eliminated, Phil's like, you've been eliminated. We're like, thank you so much.
He's like, you're the only team that's okay.
He's the only ones, because that's just how we are, you know, like
we were so grateful for the experience, and I think that comes off of it. And it was just so cool for our families to watch and all of our friends to watch, and just we've been like super overwhelmed by the amount of support and love.
So much love.
It's crazy. Yeah. We like brought us to tears the other day when we were reading the comments on our elimination. We were like, oh my God, everybody's so nice. This is so sweet.
Well, especially in these times, you know, everybody is gripping to the connection and a show to follow and be part of that. And that's I'm so happy that you've been able to experience that. That's wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you too.
So after you're eliminated, what happens next? Where do you go? Is it like, all right, here's your tickets home, you're back to South Carolina? Or are you able to enjoy, travel something? What's kind of the parameters and how does that work for you guys?
So as soon as you get eliminated, they come and pick you up, and it was Laurel.
It's one person that comes.
Yeah, it's one person.
Like sequester, like mom.
And that's another way too that you could kind of guess if it was a non-elimination, because you would see her coming in. She'd be around that day.
Yeah.
So you would, if it's an elimination, you see her. If it's a non-elimination, you don't see her. So you're like, where's Laurel?
She's basically the Grim Reaper. Is that?
Yeah, the Grim Reaper. Exactly.
Yeah.
She comes and she scoops up your dead, eliminated body.
Yeah.
And this season it was sequester.
Oh,
our sequester was in Prague. Yeah. So they pick you up, and we got to fly back through Dubai, which the airport is insane.
Yeah.
So they flew us to Prague. So when you get to Prague, everybody who's been eliminated is in one big house. Yeah. And so everybody,
the sequester 6.
Yeah, it was the sequester 6. Yeah. So they keep because they can't send you home because people know you got eliminated, you know? So they keep everything in because everybody has to be at the finale. So they flew us to Prague, and then everybody was there, and Leo and Lana were like, thank God y'all are here. Everybody's so sick of talking about the race, and it's all we want to talk about because everybody else had been there for so long, and Leo and Lana were fresh off the boat. So that, and then you go to fun dinners while you're there, and they had a chef come and make us all a dinner, but we were only there for a day and a half.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. We like showed up right in Prague, and it's already nighttime when we get there. They take us to the Christmas market, and they're like, okay, we're meeting up with the other teams. And we're like, oh God, like we're so excited to see everybody, but we just yielded Leo and Alana. We haven't seen them since we yielded them in Kazakhstan, and we haven't seen Frank and Jerry since we U-turned them.
We were scared.
We're like, are we about to have like enemies upon us? So when we showed up at the Christmas market, I'll never forget it. First, Leo and Alana were like, Kaylynn, and they just come running out to us, and we're like, we're so sorry. They're like, we don't care. Talk to us. And we're like, y'all, you're never gonna believe it.
Like there's a Mine 5. And everybody was like, what?
And none of the other teams really cared because they've already been out for so long. But me, Haley, Leo, and Alana, we like stayed up all night talking about it. And then we run into Jerry and Frank. We're like, Jerry, we're so sorry. And he's like, it's okay, baby. We're like,
thank God you're not mad.
And all of the girls had their nails done. They'd all be getting massages. We're like, what the hell? We should have came here a long time ago.
Yeah, we're like, we tried to get here legs ago, but they kept pulling us back.
We come back dirty from India, mega legs, like exhausted,
so tired. But then they fly you to where the finale, I don't know, is the finale location out yet? I don't know. So they fly you to the finale location, then you have to wait. And we waited all day for all the teams because it's the final 3 and you have to wait for them. You know, at the Amazing Race in the last episode, everybody's lined up on the side. But while we were waiting, we all played Uno and it was so fun.
And that's why we just became like a big family. Like, so the race aired in 2018, and the second we all leave the finale, after the finale, there's a big party and we all have so much fun. And then the second we leave it, we get our phones back and we all find each other on WhatsApp. And we all have this big group chat that we have literally talked now for 2 years every single day.
Every single day somebody says something in there, and it's always going.
So we're such a big family now. They definitely say that we're the closest group out of any of the other racers.
But when you get to the finale, you know, everybody's like, well, they said this about you, and they said this about you, and there was this Mine 5. So when everybody's coming down the 3, which I hope that they don't air, but we're all like,
we're all pissed.
Like we should have been clapping and cheering. I'm like, you called me incompetent. So I hope it doesn't show that.
I know.
You're a little salty.
Yeah, everyone was a little salty about something.
So last clue. We have
Round and
vote.
So this is great.
I know. What a fun interview.
Just a last question for you. What's next for the two of you? Right? What's the route say for you going forward? Personally, professionally, travel wise? I mean, you see all these amazing places. You can't help but wonder what's next for you.
Yes. I think that, I love this question.
Me too.
For our route info, for Haley and I, we have established our own real estate team here in Charleston, South Carolina, and we are selling the South real estate team.
Yep.
So we are in the works for some big things with that. We'll see what happens with that. And yeah, we've just been doing big things since then.
Yeah, we've been working on a lot. And then with travel, you know, obviously COVID has really changed the game. So we've been doing, you know, just small travels like back home to see family or, you know, quick little getaways close to home. But we really want to plan another reunion with all the teams.
Yes.
So
we've done 2 reunions. So.
Yeah, we've been itching to get together, but we don't have any trips really on the books yet. Probably, you know, Will and James. Like we have a couple weddings to go to. So, but nothing planned in the books, but we need something. We're itching. To travel.
But for personal lives, everything's been going great. Haley and I are just happy,
still
healthy,
married to each other.
Happy wife, happy life.
So attached still. And we just want to kill it in real estate and see where it takes us.
Excellent.
And we would definitely do All-Stars.
Yes.
Well, I hope you get on the All-Stars. You guys would be great. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you sharing your experiences, your stories. So you've reached the mat. In my book, you guys are team number 1 right here. So I appreciate you coming on. And
Tom, thank you so much. This was such a fun
This is my favorite interview.
I know, this was a blast.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You got the mat.
That was a blast. We had so much fun. Have us back whenever. We'll always say yes.
I would love that. You know, here on the ReRACEables, we try to have as much fun as we can. And
you did a great job with it.
Killed it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope that we can talk again soon. All right.
Yes, I hope so as well.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. Take care.